وَمَنْ يُنْفِقْ مِنْ أَمْوَالِهِ يَتَزَكَّى. So whoever gives from his money, pure يَتَزَكَّى. So what does that mean? The person who gives from his money,
he's the one who
gives more money?
No.
What does that mean? No, it doesn't.
No, we are talking about a different words which come from zakat. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the context. Here is the payment, atiyus zakat, the payment of the zakat.
Sure.
Now you're looking at every other possibility of maybe the root word.
No, I'm trying to.
You're doing it again.
I'm trying to translate zakat. I need a definition that applies everywhere in the Quran.
No, it doesn't. It has to be based on the context. Very important.
Sure.
For you to have a word like salah, when Allah says, "Inna salata ka'anat 'ala al-mu'minina kitaban mawquta." What is your understanding of salah in that context?
Salah, read it. Sorry.
Inna salata ka'anat 'ala al-mu'minina kitaban mawquta.
Okay, it was written on them. I'm not sure what mawquta means, but
you don't know what mawquta means?
What does it mean?
Have you heard of it?
I might understand it.
I thought you understood Arabic. This is a very common Arabic word.
Okay, just say it. I might not understand your accent.
Okay, it's not. Okay, mawquta.
Could you tell me the definition? What does it mean? Just tell me what it means. I might understand. I'm not sure. What? You're not allowed to tell me?
I'm allowed to tell you. I'm just concerned here that even the simple word like mawquta, you don't understand. So your understanding of Arabic is even worse than mine, who I'm not an Arab.
Is it mawquta?
Yes. It's mim, waw, kaf, and ta. I've given you the spelling even. I don't think you can misunderstand that.
No,
okay, Allah says,
I might not know.
Allah says, it has been in the salata, means the salah, the prayer is in the salata ka'anat 'ala al-mu'minina, upon the believers. Yes, it's obligatory at their appointed time. Mawquta, the word waqt.
Waqt. Mawquta, not kaf.
I said kaf. I didn't say qaf. I never said qaf. I said kaf.
Mawquta.
You would have understood if you were Arab.
No, mawquta. Is it mawquta or mawquta?
I never said quta. I said kuta. I said very clearly mawquta.
Kuta.
Yes.
So waqt is different.
So what is it? Are you gonna?
Waqt is waw, kaf.
I never said waw, kaf. I said mim, kaf, waw, and ta. I give you the spelling. Don't tell me no.
Dude, I'm not trying to. Dude, I'm not trying to. What's wrong with you, dude? I'm not trying to attack you.
So what is the meaning of that verse?
Is it mawquta?
Yes.
If you're saying if it's mawquta, I'm not sure. If it's mawquta, it means precise time. Mawquta means precise time. That's
yes. So what do you understand from that? When Allah has obligated the prayer on the believers at their appointed time.
Yes.
So what would be the appointed time for you to pray?
The morning, the middle of the day, and the night.
3 only?
That's what it seems like from like 10.
When you say middle of the night, how would you define that?
I'm sorry?
How would you define middle of the night?
Well, it says like, well, it's talking about the morning times. It's talking about the morning and then the middle of the day, and then it says like when the sun sets, like after the sunset.
Okay, so not middle of the night. Sunset is not middle of the night.
I didn't say middle of the night. I said
you said middle of the night.
Oh, did I? I apologize. I said night. I apologize. I meant night. Like at nighttime, like when there's no sun.
Okay.
It's so not, again, I'm telling you, like I don't know. I just think about it logically, dude. Why would
if you're going to apply logic, then you're using your desires to interpret the Quran.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are, because when it says Allah says clearly that the Prophet ﷺ is the one you should also obey, then obviously there's a difference between obeying Allah and obeying the Rasul. This is very clear in the Quran, throughout the Quran. Allah tells you when it's time for Jummah to leave your worldly things that you're doing, your work and so on, and to rush towards the congregation. Now, first and foremost, when you hear the call of prayer, what does that mean to you?
When people call for prayer.
Yeah. Who calls for prayer?
I'm not sure. When
you don't know?
Call for it. When people, if there's people praying, you say.
So every time a person calls you to pray, you go pray? That's more than 3 times in a day. It could be possible.
Nobody said you have to do it just 3 times a day.
No, I didn't say about 3 times. I said when Allah says about Jummah, when you hear the call to prayer,
sure.
Okay, go towards the hurry towards the congregation and pray.
Sure.
Okay, so which call of prayer is mentioned here?
I'm not sure which one. What is it? You can answer.
Why not? You can interpret it. Go on. You said you don't need the scholars to interpret it for
prayer,
you.
You go. I'm not sure what's.
Not people.
When there's a call for prayer, you go. Like,
yeah.
I'm not sure like what's clear with that. You know what? You kind of remind me of like the Jews when God tells them like kill the cow, and they're like, what color is it? Like how big is it? How old is it? This is the kind of stuff that you're doing to add on to a text. It says when people call to prayer.
I'm not asking you to add anything. I'm asking you whose call I asked you.
Okay, I'm saying.
So whose call you're going to listen to?
What's the difference between that and when the Jews are asking all these questions?
Because the difference between the difference between what the Jews did and what I'm doing is I'm listening to what the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did based on the hadith. Look, you're doing it again. When I'm answering, you're talking again. Okay. I'll let you talk. Okay? Did Musa alayhi salam tell the Jews, okay, to just follow the command of Allah? But they're asking basically to Moses.
Yes.
Yes? And Allah tells them, Allah then answers their questions, does He not?
Yes. Moses,
so whatever they're asking is not something forbidden by Allah. However, what you're doing is like the Jews. They follow their desires. Wait. They follow their desires and their whims, and they made their rabbis as their lords. Yes? I'm not telling you to go and listen to other people or to listen to your desire, but at least listen to the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Just like the Quran has been preserved to this day. Wait a minute, I'm still answering. Just like the Quran came preserved to you, how do you know that the Quran is exactly as it was revealed to Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? Without you putting your faith in people like Bukhari and Muslim.
I put faith in the Quran.
Okay, how did the Quran get to you?
Again, I'm telling you, like I didn't.
Did you look at the earliest manuscript?
No, I didn't.
Then how do you know the Quran is exactly as it was revealed?
Listen, the Quran, I read the Quran, and because the doctrine, there's no plot holes, it makes sense. Totally, this is why I decided to choose it. If somebody brings a better doctrine,
that wasn't my question. How do you know this is the Quran that was revealed to Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam?
Because it says it's preserved.
That's called circular reasoning.
Yeah, okay.
If I can write a book and I say.
It doesn't matter to me if it's preserved or not.
I can write a book.
It does,
It doesn't really
I can
matter.
write a book, yes, or anyone can write a book, and they can claim it is from Allah. Would you believe it if it made perfect sense to you?
If it makes perfect sense, no plot holes.
Yes, then you will think that's from Allah, yes?
I mean, if it makes sense, sure, why not? If it comes with a different doctrine,
I think that should be.
so I have to just believe in it as blind faith.
That's exactly what you're doing already.
How am I doing that? I'm telling you, the doctrine I'm reading, the reason I didn't go with Christianity, because the doctrine doesn't make sense. The Trinity thing doesn't make sense. Like just the entity itself doesn't make sense. The one godness, it makes sense. Now, Him being revealed, okay, through the Quran, and the Quran telling me,
ما أتاكم الرسول فخذوه وما نهاكم عنه فانتهوا. How you interpret that?
Sorry?
In the Quran, Allah said, ما أتاكم الرسول فخذوه وما نهاكم عنه فانتهوا. How do you take that?
Could you translate it?
I thought you understood Arabic.
You do understand.
Wait a minute.
I understand Arabic.
But he's actually an Arab, his pronunciation is not like mine. Now,
I don't mind.
Which part of that you didn't understand? All of it?
Well, I need to try.
Can I repeat it?
Sure,
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, ما أتاكم الرسول فخذوه وما نهاكم عنه فانتهوا.
I can understand that.
وما نهاكم عنه فانتهوا.
Shall I translate it for you?
Go ahead.
Relax, man.
No, it's not to relax, but it just shows. Wait. Just to be fair with you, a person who self-interprets a book, he should at least know the language.
Did I come up with random meanings?
No, it wasn't random. That is the ayah of the Quran.
No. Did I come up with random meanings?
That is the ayah of the Quran.
Self-interpreted. I'm saying that. Did I come up with random
Do you not understand what I'm saying to you? I'm not talking about any random words. I'm talking about the ayah of the Quran. Don't tell me the meaning yet. I'm telling you about the ayah of the Quran. It's not something random. When you do not understand the language and you self-interpret it, then you're surely going to fall in a pothole, which you're trying to avoid.
Did I self-interpret? I'm telling you that.
Every time, every single thing.
Are there. I take the definition.
Your definitions are based on root words. That's not how you define words, by the root words.
No, I look at the root word and I run it through the Quran. If every single time it's put in there, that makes sense, then that makes sense to me.
Yeah, but for you to understand and put faith in a root word shows that you rely on somebody else.
No, the Quran attests to that because every single time it's being put in there, it doesn't make sense.
Can you say it once again? Okay, stop there. Explain that bit. ما أتاكم الرسول.
If the Rasul doesn't come to you.
No, it doesn't mean that.
Okay, I'm not sure.
Okay, wait. Okay, don't tell him.
I'm not sure what
ma atakum. What the Rasul gives you, take it, and what he forbids you, what he prohibits you, keep away from it. Now, even I, as a non-Arab, understood that.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, why did you not understand that? Is it because your basic understanding of Arabic is lacking?
No, it's because my speech is not as good. So what I'm saying.
Your speech is not as good?
Okay, ma is negative,
No
right?
wow. No wow. There is no wow.
Oh, sorry. Ma
أتاكم الرسول
So, okay.
فخذوه.
Okay, so.
Amr.
if we're
Obligation on you to take it on
Okay,
you.
so I will take it.
Yeah.
No problem. And what did he
How?
bring? What did he bring?
What did you bring?
Sunnah.
The Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
He brought the
Salat,
Quran.
how you
man. He
pray.
brought the Quran.
By the way, what does fasting mean to you? Does it mean something other than fasting in Ramadan as well?
No, it means fasting in the hot month.
In the hot month?
Yes.
Well, hot months, they go in different months every year.
That's
So they revolve in a way. For example, you might have hot months now.
Okay.
The hot months might last in Saudi Arabia for 3 months, June, July, August.
No, month is moon. Okay, month means moon, like moon to moon.
Moon to moon.
Shahr, the word shahr means
Yeah.
from moon to moon.
Yeah.
Okay, so when man shahada shahr, okay, shahada means to see, to witness.
Man ra'a.
Man shahada. So man shahada shahr. Whoever witnesses the moon, okay, fasted. So I fasted.
Okay, you see the moon cycle throughout the year. Am I right?
Sure.
Now, let's say you don't know when Ramadan is.
It's not a get together.
Hear me out. I didn't say it's a get together. By the way, Ramadan is not a get together. Who told you that?
It's not like everybody does it. at
Okay,
once.
let's say you were on an island, okay, and you have lost track of the months, okay? How would you observe Ramadan if you just had the Quran, a copy of the Quran?
Sure. If it's the hot month, basically if it's hot, and I see the month, I see the big full moon, then I fast.
Okay, so hot month lasts 3 months on that island. Are you going to fast all 3 months?
How could it last 3 months, dude?
Hot months do
Full
last
moon
3
to
months.
Full moon, dude.
No.
Full moon to full
But
moon.
hot month applies in July, in August, in September. Now, full moon comes in all
Okay.
3 months. Wait. Full moon comes in all 3 months. Which of these 3 months will you fast? All of them? One of them? Which one?
Dude, I'm fasting. Okay, if I fasted 1 month and I believe that it is the hot month, okay, because that's what my surroundings are telling me, I don't think God will hold you accountable because you didn't fast the hottest month.
Okay, there you go. Again, following your desire.
It's not my desire.
It is,
It's
because
not
Allah
desire.
says very
Think about
clearly.
it. Why would God want you to fast like literally this 1 month? Like, why would He want that? Like,
Who are you to
Ramadan-
question God? Now you're doing like the Jews.
No, I'm
Like they told you to do something,
what you're
and then say,
doing-
who are you to tell me when to
No,
fast?
honestly, what you're doing is that you're taking the Quran and you're saying that I cannot explain this by myself. Okay, let me take these books and say that the Prophet said that. Now look, I don't have a problem with some of the Islamic laws. I don't come from like a libertarian ideology. That's what I try to explain. I don't come from that. It's not like I take the hadith. I don't like the hadith because it says like he had 12 wives or what. I don't care about that. I'm saying I take it because it says the Quran is complete and mufassal. Mufassal means detailed, fully detailed.
Yeah.
Okay? So now I take it for what it is.
So when Allah tells you that you can have more than 3 wives, you can have 4 wives,
It says
up to 4 wives,
Yes.
is that making sense to you? Is that logical?
Up to 4 wives, yes.
Yeah. So you wouldn't have a problem with that?
Yeah, I think men can have more than one wife.
I'm
but
asking
that's
you.
what they
I'm asking
should.
you personally. You
I don't have a
don't have a problem taking more than 1 wife?
I would have a problem.
Why
yeah.
would you have a problem when Allah
Because I
makes
don't
it
have the
legal
time
for you?
it. I don't have the time for it. It says
You don't have the
2
time for
or
it?
3 or 4.
Do you have time for 1 wife?
Yeah, I do have the time for it. Yeah.
Do you have a wife?
Yes.
And she wouldn't mind if you had more than 1 if you had time?
It's not about what she wants. It's about what God wants. And obviously she probably would mind, but it's not something that I'm going to go and say like, dude, you have to do this. I'm going to talk to her if she does.
No, having
like,
4
if I
wives is
had
not
to-
obligatory. I didn't say it's obligatory. I said this is something that Allah permits you. Because you're saying everything has to make sense.
Yes,
Yes?
it does make sense.
So where is the sense, logically, if you had time, you have more than 1 wife? For a person who just follows logic.
What do you mean? You can't. Dude,
Because
men
most of the
right now-
Westerns
men-
today will
men
say, why
right
have
now-
another wife when you already have 1
No,
wife?
rich men right now have more than 1 wife. Like rich men right now.
No,
they
I don't
have
think
more
every
than
rich
one
man
wife.
has
The
more than
problem is
one
that they do it in secret. They just do it in secret, dude. They just do it in secret.
No, we're not about girlfriends, we're talking about wives.
Yeah, I'm saying they just do it in secret. That's what it
In
is.
Islam, marriage is not secret. Marriage is
I
something that you
understand it's not
declare.
secret. I'm saying that it makes sense because a man can have more than 1 wife. Okay, I don't want more than 1 wife because I think there's some men today that
I
can't
mentioned
have
Quran.
one
Oh
wife.
yeah,
Okay,
finish the ayah.
Tell us about that, because you follow only Quran. When Quran commanded you to take what Rasul gave you and to stay away from Rasul what he forbade you.
Correct.
It got nothing to do with the Quran. If it was in the Quran, Allah, He doesn't have to say, وَمَا أَتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ وَمَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ فَانْتَهُوا. What did Rasul give us rather than Quran? And what did Rasul nahana, which is we didn't been forbidden from the Quran?
Why are you trying to take it as if it's not the Quran?
It is a Quran.
No.
It is the Quran, it's obligation in the Quran.
Yeah, so if he
Command
says
from
not to
Allah.
do something, then you don't do it.
No, Allah commanded us to follow, to take what Rasulullah gave us.
Correct.
And to stay away from what Rasulullah told us to stay away from.
Sure.
Yeah, but Allah, He could say it direct in the Quran.
He did.
He didn't
He
understand.
he gave the Quran.
So he says
And he
Allah
says,
gives you
stay away from
instructions of what is halal and haram, and the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam also says that.
Okay.
So
Different
in fact,
categories.
there is another category.
Yeah.
Wa ulil amr. What does that mean to you?
Like very strict. Amr means like very strict. Like
Wa ulil amr, not just amr.
ulil amr. I'm not sure.
أنت عربي؟
I don't think
Arabic,
he,
yeah.
I don't think he understands Arabic.
بس صلي زمان ما يحكي يعني
ما تحكي عربي، ما تفهم عربي؟
بفهم عربي.
وش ما شلون يعني ما تفهم أولي الأمر؟ ما
لا،
تعرف أولي
لا،
الأمر من هو؟
لا.
This is a common Arab term, right?
Yeah.
Phrase. Which,
ulil
so if you knew Arabic, you would have definitely understood
أنا
this.
وقفت العربي عمري كان 7 سنين.
7 سنوات؟ والله ولو حتى توقفها 20 سنة.
والله يا ما بعرف أنا نسيت.
العربي يبقى عربي.
ما بعرف أنا نسيت يعني شو بدي كاين لك نسيت.
Okay, read this ayah to him. يا أيها الذين
ما بعرف لك غير هيك يعني.
Listen, it says here.
بس ما بفهم ما بفهم.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم. What do you understand from that?
Follow, obey the God and obey the Rasul. And I'm not sure what the awil amr is. Usually I look it
ولي
up.
الأمر.
Okay, it means
ولي الأمر. Do you know
Wali al-amr.
ولي أمر؟
Wali means responsible for. I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Responsible of you.
so the ones who are in authority amongst.
I agree here.
Okay,
Sure.
it means those in authority among you. Now, what is Allah telling you there? So we understand about Allah, we understand about Rasul.
Obey.
Who would you consider as authority among you?
Today,
Anytime.
well, at the time of the Prophet,
During the time of the Prophet ﷺ, it's already mentioned the Rasul. So Atiullah, Atiur Rasul is already clear. But then there is a third category. Wa ulil amr minhum. Minkum. Who are these?
So he is responsible for you.
No, we already have Allah, the Rasul, that is already understood.
وأولي
We are talking,
الأمر
I'm
منكم.
asking you about the third category. Wa ulil amri minkum.
Ulil amri minkum.
This is the third category that Allah tells you about. This is in chapter 4, Surah An-Nisa, verse 59.
Wa ulil amri
people
minkum.
of authority upon you.
Whoever's in authority.
Yeah, so who would that be based on this? Without the Rasul telling you who it is, you tell me based on your understanding who it is.
So if I'm taking that, it would be like whoever's in charge above,
Charge about where?
like the
Government.
the government, basically.
Oh, you mean the leader?
Sure.
Like maybe President Assad?
Sure.
So you would consider him to you would take from him?
I would take orders from, like, not against the Quran. I would take orders from him, of course.
You take orders from
I'm
him.
gonna get killed otherwise, but not if he tells me to disobey the Quran.
What if he tells you to kill other Muslims?
Not against the Quran.
No, if he tells you to kill other Muslims, because you have to obey the. So if Musa alayhi salam during his time, yes, commanded his people to kill and go in a war, or even the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he actually went and fought wars, he killed people, right? He instructed people to kill those enemies of yours. So, would you do the same for other than the Rasul, the ulil amr, in the context of a war?
No, if it's not, yes, if he's for example, if he's commanding me to eat pork or whatever.
No, I'm saying to kill people.
Okay, to kill people. No, if it's not like a defensive, if it's not defensively, then no, I would not kill anybody.
So you would be in the army, but you would actually say, no, I don't want to fight.
Yeah, if he's commanding me to kill believers, yeah, I would. Yeah, I would say I don't want to fight in this. Yes.
I didn't say believers, I said your enemies.
Okay, if he's asking me to kill, then yes, I would obey his. Yeah, sure.
You would obey him, yeah?
Of course.
So if he tells you to kill people, you would kill people.
If I'm in the army, yes. Sure, I guess.
Okay, so your authority could even be someone, a tyrant like Assad.
Sure, and if he's killing me if he's ordering me against the Quran, I would not obey. If he's ordering
How do you know it's against the Quran? Allah tells himself that these are the people you need to obey. Obey Allah,
he
obey the
put
messenger,
strict
and
laws.
those in authority
Dude,
among
he
you.
put strict laws in the Quran, man. If somebody's asking me to break these, obviously I don't break them.
You know what I would have said if I was in your place? I would say read the whole verse because I didn't finish the entire verse.
Okay,
It's-
but you, dude, if I try
Wait,
to
let
do
me finish.
anything
Let me
other than
finish.
answer your question, you
And
can't
Allah
say
says
no.
here in the next, in the same verse, but different passage. Oh, hold on. 459, yeah? Let me bring from the Quran so you understand.